Sundry news for Thursday, July 2nd. The Daily Wire has Seattle police retaking Capitol Hill neighborhood occupied by leftist activists for weeks. I do want to read about that. Loading. It's loading and loading, all right. Seattle law enforcement officials launched an effort early Wednesday morning, that was yesterday, to retake the Capitol Hill neighborhood that fringe activists occupied for weeks. The law enforcement action comes after multiple people were shot and 2 teenagers killed. Due to ongoing violence and public safety issues in the East Precinct/Cal Anderson Park area, Mayor Jenny Durkin has issued an executive order to vacate the area. Wasn't this the same lady who said that it's going to be the summer of love in the CHAZ? Or was that the governor? I think it was the mayor. Has issued an executive order to vacate the area, the Seattle Police Department said in a statement Wednesday morning. Seattle police will be in the area this morning enforcing the mayor's order. Who could have possibly predicted that it could go so wrong? Since demonstrations at the East Precinct area began on June 8th, 2 teenagers have been killed and 3 people have been seriously wounded in late-night shootings, the department added. Police have also documented robberies, assaults, and other violent crimes. Shocking. Journalist Andy No, who covers extremists on the political left, wrote, "Tons of trash and junk remain on the streets of CHAZ." Oh, that's not shocking. Despite promises to hold the territory by any means necessary, protesters didn't put up much resistance this morning. CHAZ was retaken by police in a matter of minutes. The fringe activists had taken over the area after protests and riots broke out across the country in response to the death of George Floyd in Minneapolis last month. President Donald Trump had suggested that the streets needed to be dominated by law enforcement officials and that the mayhem needed to be ended quickly. Oh, I wonder who was right there. How long do you think Seattle in those few blocks looks like this? CNN's Chris Cuomo asked Seattle Democrat Mayor Jenny Durkin last month. I don't know, Durkin responded. Oh, we could have the summer of love. There it was. If there was love, I'm pretty sure it was all forced. President Donald Trump responded to Durkin's remarks by writing on Twitter, Seattle mayor says about the anarchists' takeover of her city, it is a summer of love. These liberal Democrats don't have a clue. The terrorists burn and pillage our cities, and they think it is just wonderful. Even the death must end this Seattle takeover now. Seattle is fine, Durkin responded. Don't be so afraid of democracy. Oh my goodness. Durkin has since changed her tune after demonstrators showed up at her home earlier this week. The mayor's office responded by releasing the following statement at the start of the week. Seattle has a long tradition of peaceful protest and advocacy for progressive change, and Mayor Durkin strongly supports those rights. Mayor Durkin will continue to listen to leaders in Seattle's Black community. She is working hard to translate the calls for change into real, tangible, systemic changes to policing and all the other systems needed for strong and healthy communities. She has prioritized these as mayor with investments in housing, education, youth opportunity, and economic equity. Oh, so she's throwing money at it. She proposes investing an additional $100 million into the Black community. You're going to throw more money at it. Mayor Durkin and her family are in the state program to keep their address confidential because of the death threats mostly related to her work as Seattle's U.S. Attorney under President Obama. Instead of working to make true change, Councilmember Sawant continues to choose political stunts. Tonight, she did so without regard for the safety of the mayor and her family. The mayor was not even home. She was working at City Hall. Seattle can and should peacefully demonstrate, but should not put families and children at risk. No problem is fixed with money if you don't address the roots of the problem, which in this case, which is almost never, pretty much never, is a lack of money. It's about lies in this case. Stop the lies. I keep saying that. CNN's Cuomo takes backhanded swipes at man who protected home with rifle. Homeowner shuts him down. Chris Cuomo's a tool. Watch. Dave Portnoy responds to cancel culture pressures over past Kaepernick remarks. Will not bend the knee. Wow, that's refreshing. Australia begins massive military buildup as conflict with communist China grows over panic. That's interesting. Is Australia going to go to war with China? Are we going to end up helping them? China begins brutal crackdown under new law in Hong Kong. Starts arresting those calling for freedom. Yeah. There's a bunch of ads. And moving on to